No basketball today. I got you covered for some MLB strikeout props. Coming off a 4-0 day. Let's see what we got for today. Let's go. Hey everybody, it's Craig Ben AK Cake back with another MLB Prizepicks strikeout video. Coming off a strong strikeout video yesterday. Didn't do too bad in NBA either. Went 3-1 in the NBA picks. And then for the baseball strikeouts, we went 3-0 on the official ones. And I also talked to you about Hill on the under 4.5. We hit that one as well. So if you played all four of them, hopefully you had a pretty good day. But yeah, under 6 Ks for Cortez, hit that one. Urquidy over 3.5 Ks, he hit that one. Giolito over 6.5 Ks, he hit that one. And then the under on Hill, 4.5 Ks, he hit that one as well. So nice 4-0 day. Again, a lot of you say you want me to do more of these MLB strikeout videos. So I did a little research. I found 4 more for you. And again, if you like these videos, you want to see more of these strikeout videos, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you know when I upload these videos. Hey, let's just dive right into this thing. Let's go. All right, MLB Prizepicks desktop version up is right here, and we're on the strikeout tab. We're going to talk only strikeouts this video. And again, I found 4 plays that we kind of like here, and I'll talk about each and every one of them, kind of give my analysis, decide if you want to tail me with them, fade them. But I just want to give you as much analysis as I can on each one of them, and you make the decision on what you want to do. And that's what I try to do with these videos. I'm not just giving the plays just to plug them in, but I want to give you the reasoning behind them, and then maybe you see something different than I do. So first one we're going to talk about here, we're going to go down to my lowly Chicago Cubs, and we're going to go to Justin Steele, and we're going to go over 4.5 Ks here. Now, he hasn't had the best start to the season. He's played Milwaukee, and he struck out 5, Colorado 4, Tampa Bay 1, Pittsburgh 2. So he did strike out 5 Milwaukee bats in his first outing. And Milwaukee's ranked 13th in the league against left-hander pitchers and strikeouts. They have a really sad 83 WRC plus here, ranked 26 in the league. And the problem with Justin Steele a little bit is he only has a 6% swinging strike rate, so it's not great. But if we go look at all these batters in the lineup over the last 2 years, there's a lot of Ks to be had in this in Milwaukee lineup, right? McCutcheon's been hitting great, so he's not one that we can really count on. But other than that, we look at Adams' 31% K rate against lefties, Yelich 29% K rate against lefties, Hira 43% K rate over the last 2 years and 74 plate appearances, Taylor 25%, Jackson 42%. So there's a lot of high strikeout guys in this lineup, and I think that's where Justin Steele is gonna get going here, right? I mean, it's a team that's just struggling, especially against lefty pitching with their K numbers here. So now Justin Steele over the last 2 years has a 22% K rate total, 30% against lefties, 20% are against righties. So if Yelich is in that lineup, if Wong isn't, now Wong's only got an 18% K rate, but you know how well Steele's been against lefties. He could do pretty well against those guys. But yeah, there's just a ton. And if we look kind of what he's done, what this season, what Milwaukee's done against lefties is just Renfroe, 35% K rate against lefties, Adams, 30%, Hira, 47%. Wong is struggling this year again against lefties at 32%. So if we look over the last 2 years, yes, he's only has 18%, but if we look just this year at 19 plate appearances, 32%. So he's struggling. The team's just struggling offensively all over. So I'm going to take the over here, and that juice is at -150 on the over for 4.5 K. So we're going to take the over for Justin Steele here. The next one we're going to look at, we're going to go and we're going to talk about Kyle Gibson. And we're going to take the under on Kyle Gibson at 4.5 Ks here. Now, going up against the Mets, he came out the gate really, really strong. He's got 4 games under his belt, 10 strikeouts against Oakland, 6 strikeouts against Miami, and then only 3 at Colorado, and then 4 at home against Colorado. Now, the Mets this year against right-handed pitching are ranked 30th in strikeouts. So they just don't strike out against right-handed pitching. And they're number 1 in WRC plus at 132. So this is not a great matchup to go against for Kyle Gibson. The juice is on the under around minus 130 out there for the under on Kyle Gibson. And the only thing he's really got going for him this year is he does have a 16% swinging strike rate, which is pretty good. But I think he's going to struggle in this lineup. Just looking up and down it just this season, again, it's pretty small sample size, but I like to look at the 2 years and then I like to look at the season. Even if we go to the last 2 years, right? Nemo, 19% K rate, which is, there's not a lot of high strikeout guys in this lineup. Marte, Lindor, Alonso, all those guys are, pretty low strikeout guys considering. You get down to like Cano and Nito, those guys are pretty high strikeout guys, but that's about it through the lineup. If we look at just this year's stats alone, same kind of thing. It's just Nito and Cano are the only ones that are, around 30-40%, but everyone else is, for this year is, basically 15% or under. Alonso's around 22% this year, but again, I don't think that there's enough, strikeout potential for him this year. And I think that, Gibson's going to struggle in this matchup against the Mets. So we're going to lean the under here. The juice is on the under. Like I said, all those numbers and that offense, number 1 in the league against right-handed pitching with that WRC plus of 132. I just think that they get to him pretty early here. So we're going to go the under on strikeouts for Kyle Gibson. The next one we're going to go to is we're going to come up to, and we were going to go to Robbie Ray, and we're going to go over 6 strikeouts. Going up against Miami. Miami is ranked number 1 in the league. They were last year as well in strikeouts against left-handed pitching at around 23.6% as a team. They're ranked 20th in WRC plus at 116. That offense is, and he's got a swinging strike rate at 12%. He haven't went over this number all year. If we've just seen what he's done this season, he hasn't done it. He's pitched 5 strikeouts against Minnesota, 4 against the White Sox, 4 against Texas, and 5 against KC. And KC doesn't strike out and still hit 5. But again, going against Miami here, I think this is where he gets it going. It's a spot where Ray should be able to burn through this lineup, right? Aguilar, Berti, Soler, all have a 23% or higher strikeout over the last 2 years. Cooper, 32% strikeout against lefties. Anderson, 43% strikeout against lefties. All these guys are 20% or higher outside of Rojas. So I think it's a good spot. If we just look at this year's stats, it's really, really bad. We don't have a lot of plate appearances for a lot of these guys. But Berti's 25%, Aguilar 39%, Soler 23%, Cooper 47%, Garcia 31%, Anderson 36%, Stallings 40%, De La Cruz 28%. And again, I know these are all pretty small sample size for this year, but just massive. Now we haven't seen the massive K rate this year. We have Ray compared to last year. If we look at his K rate this year, only 18% K rate this year, but against lefties, 25% this year and 17% against righties. Now he's going to see all the righties he can get a handle on. But if we just take, we look at what he did last season, he had a 32% K rate and a 32% K rate against righties. So, he struggled a little bit out of the gate here, but I think this is a matchup he can get, right, and get after it against Miami. So, and the juice is on the over at 6.5 at minus 146. So when we get the line at 6, I'm going to go the over here, with it, we get a little, half a run. So if you just get 6, we push. I like that line a lot. So, I think this is where he gets back on track going up against Miami. All right, and the last one we're going to talk about here, one guy that's been fun to watch on the other end of the spectrum, not struggling out the gate, but just been unbelievable out the gate. That's Shane McClanahan, man. And we're going to take the over at 6.5 strikeouts here. And he's just been absolutely unbelievable. He's got a 19% K rate or swinging strike rate this year, which is number 1 in the league. Minnesota against left-handed pitchers, kind of right in the middle. They got a 25% K rate, ranked 14th in MLB. And they got a 108 WRC plus. It's kind of middle in the pack there. But Shane McClanahan, just unbelievable. And all 4 starts this year, he's went over this number. 7 Ks against Baltimore, 8 against Oakland, 9 against the Cubs, 7 against Boston. Again, gets this Minnesota team that I think that there's some strikeouts in it. If we just look this season, and only, again, smaller sample size, but just look this season, McClanahan, 36% K rate, 36% both left and righties. Buxton's a 48% K rate this season. Correa 31%. Gary Sanchez still struggles at the plate when it comes to strikeouts. Moving over from the Yankees, 44%. Sano, 36%. Those 4 alone, I mean, he should be able to mow through. Garlic, 24%. So there's a lot of strikeouts there. And if we just go, both, last season and this season, they line up pretty much the same. Gary Sanchez, 27%. Sano, 29%. Buxton, 28%. Urshela, 25%. Garlic, 29%. So there's 5 or 6 guys in this lineup that strike out a lot against lefties. So, again, really like the way he's been. Really like his swinging strike rate this year, just coming out absolutely on fire. The juice is on the over, minus 120, so not massively on the over at 6.5. But I think a lot of that has to just, he wasn't as good last year, but this year's been mowing through him. And I mean, even, and so Minnesota, where they're kind of middle in the pack, but there's some strikeouts to be had, I think he can get a 7. So we're going to go the over on him. So again, these are the 4 plays that we got here. If I had to rank these right now, I would go Kyle Gibson is number 1, is under 4.5 Ks. Robbie Ray is my number 2 at over 6 Ks. Number 3, Justin Steele at over 4.5 Ks. And then number 4, I'd put Shane McClanahan over 6.5 Ks. So if you like these videos, want me to keep doing some more strikeout videos and kind of break them down of where I see them and give you the numbers, hit that like button on your way out. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. It was awesome. Had a good day yesterday. But hey, the grind never stops. Let's get after it. See you guys on the flip side. Deuces.